Hello and welcome back. Today we are delving into the world of the exclamation mark. Seems like a pretty cut and dry piece of punctuation, right? You've been using it since you're in school. You know that, hands down. Or do you? Today I'm going to take you through a couple of things you may or may not know about the humble exclamation mark. Just a quick one before we get started. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, or tap the bell to get notifications every time I post a new video. Alternatively, just head back here to YouTube every Friday morning and you'll see something new and fresh by me. Another quick thing before we start, I am actually wearing a top. It just looks like I'm naked, so sorry about that. If it helps you learn to pretend I'm naked, then by all means, you do you. Number one, the exclamation mark isn't all about shouting. It's one of the only pieces of punctuation which denotes emotion. That is to say, that it changes the pitch, the intonation, and the volume of the writing that it concludes. For example, he said yes. Add an exclamation mark and it becomes, he said yes! Instantly, it's higher, it's excited, you can tell that the writing is instantly transformed just by the use of the exclamation mark. This leads us into the second point. Overusing an exclamation mark makes you look like a moron. I'm going to give you my number one recommendation to never ever use more than one exclamation mark at a time, because you're just going to look absolutely freaking insane. I'd also recommend not to use more than one in an entire paragraph. Because it is so incredibly powerful, overusing it just makes your writing look ridiculous. So overusing an exclamation mark makes you look moronic just because it's such a punchy piece of punctuation. It is punctuation. You can use an exclamation mark alongside a question mark to make the mythical piece of punctuation known as the interrobang. This has its own magnificent symbol, which I will try to find for you and flash up on the screen now. I love this piece of punctuation. I've written a blog post on it, and I actually tried to name my company interrobang back in the day when I founded it, but it turns out somebody's already snagged that title, so I didn't do it. But the interrobang is amazing because it can be used in a number of different scenarios with intense emotion. You can use an interrobang to indicate disbelief. For example, Gary Barlow's in my kitchen. You can use it to signify outrage. Gary Barlow's in my kitchen? Or you can use it to signify excitement. Gary Barlow's in my kitchen! The same sentence, three ways, using the interrobang. It's an amazing piece of punctuation. Not something you would typically use in day-to-day business writing. But if you want to get a little bit sexy, a little bit emotional, a little bit shouty and overexcited, or massively angry, or just emotion turned up to 11, interrobang. Use your exclamation mark with a question mark. It's the ultimate combo move. The exclamation mark is not just a piece of punctuation. Oh no, not only us in the English language world get to enjoy the wonders of the punctuation mark, that is, exclamation. It's also bled through into the world of computing and the world of mathematics. In mathematics, I believe it is used as a factorial sign. Don't ask me what that is. I didn't get maths GCSE, and I never will. In the world of computing, it is known as a delimiter. Again, don't ask me what that means. I think if you're really curious, Google it. But there you have it. The exclamation mark isn't just a piece of punctuation. Final piece of trivia about the exclamation mark. It's known in the world of newspaper writing as a screamer. That is again because it is such a hyped up, overexcited piece of punctuation that adds sensationalism to whatever it is used with. Again, that brings us back to point number 2. Overusing it can make it seem as though you're taking an ordinary sentence, turning it up to 11 and really overblowing it just a little bit. If you want people to take you seriously, you're going to want to dial that down a tad, you know. Let's not crack out the exclamation mark just all the time. Only when we really need to. For example, when Gary Barlow's in your kitchen. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, again, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If there's anything you would like to know about today's video, drop me a comment below or find me on Twitter at @EJCownley and I'll happily chat with you. If there's a video you'd like me to make, just let me know. Within reason, I'll make that for you. And until next week, take care. Peace out.